Welcome to PBS 39 Scholastic Scrimmage. Scholastic Scrimmage is brought to you by the members of PBS 39 and by
Scholastic Scrimmage is sponsored by St. Luke's University Health Network, the region's leading provider of medical education. For more than 100 years, St. Luke's has been dedicated to educating physicians, nurses, and healthcare professionals. To learn more, call St. Luke's InfoLink, toll free at 866 St. Luke's, or visit sluhn.org.
Support for PBS 39's educational programming is provided by the Deluxe Corporation Foundation, proud to support quality programming on PBS 39.
And now your host, Dr. Karen Walton, Provost DeSales University.
Welcome to Scholastic Scrimmage. This is the third contest of the 2015-2016 academic year. It's also the 42nd year that PBS 39 has brought you this academic competition. I'm Karen Walton, and I'm delighted to be your host. From now until May, the best and brightest students from 31 schools will compete for the honor of being the Scholastic Scrimmage champions. At the end of the season, the two final teams will win scholarships for their schools from the Air Products Foundation. Let's meet the team from Palmerton High School.
My name is Lauren Fegley, and I'm a junior.
My name is Brock Moyer, and I'm a senior.
My name is Gavin Scott, and I'm a senior.
My name is Cohen Unger, and I'm a senior.
Palmerton's coach is Alex Knoll. And now the team from Bethlehem Catholic High School.
I'm Lauren Schuster. I'm a junior.
I am Bryce Orlowski, and I'm a senior.
I'm Brendan Smith, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Garrett Farrell, and I'm a sophomore.
Bethlehem Catholic's coach is Robert Schiller. The judges for today's contest are Sally Campbell, retired English teacher, and Dr. Gary DeLeo, professor of physics at Lehigh University. Remember that the questions on Scholastic Scrimmage demand rapid recall of factual information and are not necessarily indicative of academic training. We understand the rules, so let's begin the contest with a toss-up in mathematics. This is the first 6 prime numbers from smallest to Bethlehem Catholic.
2, 3, 5, 7, and 11.
6 numbers.
13.
That is correct. And your bonus. Find the median of these 6 numbers.
6.
Bethlehem Catholic, again, the captain has to answer, and so Bryce, it is
6.
You are correct. Next toss-up is in world history. What British leader said, "I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, Palmerton"?
Winston Churchill.
And sweat. Bonus for 5 points each. Name Churchill's deputy prime minister from 1940 to 1943 and the British monarch who reigned during the Second World War.
Queen Elizabeth II.
That you are saying is the monarch,
Yeah.
and the prime minister?
We don't know.
The prime minister was Clement Attlee, and the monarch was King George VI. Next toss-up is in physics. The following statement, quote, "The laws of physics have the same form in all inertial reference frames," end of quote, is a postulate of what theory of relativity? Bethlehem Catholic?
General.
Over to Palmerton. Special theory of relativity. Next toss-up is in mathematics. No paper and pencil needed. What is the name given to the quadrilateral with exactly one pair of parallel sides? Bethlehem Catholic?
Trapezoid.
Bonus. Give the equations of the 3 lines of symmetry for the hyperbola on the monitor. No partial credit given. Bethlehem Catholic?
X equals 0, y equals 3, and y equals 4/3 x.
It's x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, x is equal to y. Next toss-up is in language arts, multiple choice. Select the correct meaning for imperious from the following choices. A, commanding, B, weakening, C, trembling, D, spiteful. Palmerton. A, commanding is correct, Palmerton, and your bonus. Spell imperious. No correcting yourself once you begin.
I-M-P-E-R-I-O-U-S.
Correct. Toss up in physics. Identify the branch of physics that studies the behavior of liquids at rest or in motion. Bethlehem Catholic?
Fluid dynamics.
That is correct, and your bonus for 5 points each. Give the specific terms for the study of the behavior of liquids at rest and for the study of their behavior in motion, the two major categories into which the study of hydraulics is sometimes divided.
Hydrostatics and what else?
Would it be like hydrokinetics or something?
Yeah,
I can try it.
Bryce?
Hydrostatics and hydrokinetics.
Absolutely. And your next toss-up is in world history. Chartered by King Charles II in 1670, this company was awarded a trade monopoly that included the profitable fur business for a vast portion of central Palmerton.
Dutch East India Company.
I will continue for Bethlehem Catholic. This company was awarded a trade monopoly that included the profitable fur business for a vast portion of central and western Canada. Name the company. Hudson Bay Company. Next toss-up is in mathematics, paper and pencil. A snack bar offers 5 different fillings for sandwiches on 3 different kinds of bread with mayonnaise or butter. How many different kinds of sandwiches?
30.
Palmerton?
30.
30 is correct. And your bonus? A fair die is rolled twice in succession. What is the probability that 2 occurs both times? Gavin?
1/36.
Correct. Toss up in Pennsylvania history. And now a video question.
This trail, located in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, was named after one of 3 subtribes of the Lenni Lenape. Name this trail.
Bethlehem Catholic?
The Mincy Trail?
Is correct, and your bonus. About 100 Moravians, headed by this man, used the Mincy Trail to enter Bethlehem in 1742. A middle school in Bethlehem was later named after him to honor him as one of the founders of Bethlehem. Name this man.
St. Thomas More. So what is the middle school? St. Thomas More? Any other ideas? No idea.
Bryce?
Thomas More.
Nitschmann.
Nitschmann.
David Nitschmann. Toss up in British literature. In which Shakespearean play does Petruchio appear? Bethlehem Catholic?
Othello.
Over to Palmerton.
Hamlet?
It is The Taming of the Shrew. Next toss-up is in world history. What Queen of France was beheaded in Bethlehem Catholic?
Marie Antoinette.
Yes. And your bonus. With what queen did Julius Caesar ally himself in Egypt?
Cleopatra.
Bryce?
Cleopatra.
Correct. Toss up in mathematics, multiple choice. Which two of the transformations on the screen are not isometries? Reflection, rotation, Bethlehem Catholic?
Shrink and stretch.
Correct. And your bonus. What is the image of the point P with coordinates 3, 4 under a transformation that is a rotation of 270 degrees in the counterclockwise direction about the point 0, 0?
That's 180. That's 3, -4.
Bryce?
3, -4.
4, -3. Next toss-up is in physics, multiple choice. Which of the following does not increase as the gas is heated? A, the average number of molecules hitting the cylinder walls per second. B, Bethlehem Catholic?
A, the number of molecules.
I will continue for Palmerton. B, the average kinetic energy of the gas molecules. C, the average speed of the gas molecules. Or D, the average distance between the gas molecules.
B.
It is D, the average distance between the gas molecules. Next toss-up is in grammar. Correct the error in the following sentence on the monitor. It took courage to immigrate from an established home and settle in Palmerton.
Immigrate should be emigrate.
That is correct. And your bonus, indicate whether or not the following sentences correctly use words that are easily confused. If the sentence is incorrect, make the correction. Being that they are identical twins, they are easily confused.
Correct.
That is not correct. You have to, instead of saying being that, you have to say because they are identical twins or since they are identical twins. And the next one, there are less students enrolled this year than last year.
Correct.
It is incorrect. You have to use fewer instead of less. When you're in the supermarket, look at which supermarkets have 15 items or less or 15 items or fewer. It must be fewer. Next toss-up is art. Give the French phrase for new art, the decorative style of design that flourished from the 1890s until about the end of the first decade of the 20th century. Art Nouveau, new art. Toss-up in chemistry. What is the approximate diameter of a hydrogen atom in nanometers, where 1 nanometer equals 1 × 10⁻⁹ meters? It is 0.1 nanometers. It is halftime. The halftime score is Palmerton 55, Becca 75. It has much time to catch up. In the first round, we asked the students to tell us something about a hero they might have or a role model. So let's begin with Palmerton. Lauren?
My role models are my parents because they help me through everything in life.
Thank you.
My role models are also my parents.
Gavin?
My role model are my parents for encouraging me to do my best.
My role model are my parents for making me who I am today.
Thank you. Let's go over to Bethlehem Catholic.
My role models are my 2 older brothers for always supporting me.
Bryce?
My role models are my parents for always helping me do my best.
Brendan?
My role models are my family. I have a really big one.
Thank you. Garrett?
My role models are my parents, who support me in everything that I do.
Thank you. Thank you. Next toss-up is U.S. geography. Named after the battery of cannons once housed in Clinton Castle, Battery Park is located in what U.S. city? Bethlehem Catholic?
New York City.
Correct. And your bonus for 5 points each. Which New York City park is home to a theater, several lakes, a roller skating rink, and the Metropolitan Museum of Art? Bryce?
Central Park.
Correct. Name the park located on a beach in New York City that is famous for its amusement park and for its... Bryce must answer this bonus. It is?
Coney Island.
Coney Island. I didn't even say hot dogs, and you got it. Next toss-up is in algebra. On the real number line, find the coordinate of the point located 3/5 of the distance from -4 to 11. Bethlehem Catholic.
4 1/5.
Over to Palmerton. Gavin?
5.
Yes. And your bonus. How would you use the idea of slope of a line to verify the 3 points are vertices of a right triangle? If you had the slopes of the three sides, they're negative reciprocals of each other. If two of the slopes are negative reciprocals, then you would know you'd have a right angle. They would be perpendicular. Next toss-up is in chemistry. Elements are one type of pure chemical substance. Name the others. Bethlehem Catholic?
A compound.
Bonus, multiple choice. Which of these statements is true? A, elements can be decomposed. B, compounds can be decomposed. Or C, both elements and compounds can be decomposed. Bryce?
Compounds can be decomposed.
Correct. B is correct. Toss up in world history. Name the weak and indecisive Mexican ruler who was emperor and received the Spaniards as gods when they came to conquer the Palmerton.
Montezuma.
Is correct. And your bonus for 5 points each. Name the civilization headed by Montezuma.
The Aztecs.
And the second part, what Spanish leader defeated this civilization in 1521? Gavin?
Cortez.
Correct. Next toss-up in arts. Put these tempos in order from slowest to fastest. Adagio, Allegro, Vivace, Moderato. Bethlehem Catholic?
From slowest to fastest?
From slowest to fastest.
Adagio, Moderato, Vivace, Allegro.
Goes over to Palmerton.
Adagio, Moderato, Allegro, and Vivace.
That is correct. You were very close. Very close. Your bonus. What does maestoso mean in music?
An increase in speed?
It means slow and majestic tempo. Toss up in mathematics. How many real roots does the equation x squared plus 3 equals 0 have? Bethlehem Catholic?
0.
You are correct. You took the determinant. Bonus, find the domain of the expression on the monitor, which is the fourth root of the quantity 7 minus 2x.
Hold on.
Bryce?
X is less than 7 over 2.
I cannot accept that. It's x is less than or equal to 7 over 2. Good job. Remember, you have to take the 7 minus 2x greater than or equal to 0, so very good job, but you can't get credit for it. But you have our admiration. Toss up in world geography. The American Civil War began when Confederate forces attacked Fort Sumter in what southern state? Palmerton?
South Carolina.
Bonus. For 5 points each, the first major battle of the Civil War fought on the northern land was the Battle of Antietam in the state where the Battle of Harper's Ferry was fought. Name that state. Gavin?
Maryland.
Correct. The Battle of Pea Ridge was fought to keep Missouri in the Union. It was fought in Missouri's neighboring state to the south. Name that state. Gavin?
Oklahoma.
Arkansas. Toss-up in biology. What group of animals consists of a loose aggregate of cells which lack cell junctions to form true tissues? Palmerton?
Bacteria.
Over to Bethlehem Catholic. Bethlehem?
Protist.
It is sponges or porifera. Next toss-up is U.S. history. Give the surname of the United States president who was called Ike. Palmerton.
Eisenhower.
Correct. Which United States president, known as Old Public Functionary, immediately preceded Lincoln in office? Gavin?
Buchanan.
Yes. Toss-up in world literature. Genesis chapter 11 records a time when the whole earth was of one language and of one speech, and when the people wished to build a city and tower that would reach the heavens. By what name was this tower? It is Bethlehem Catholic. Garrett?
Babel.
The Tower of Babel is correct. Bonus. According to Genesis chapter 11, verses 7 to 9, what did God do to the builders of the tower?
Made them all speak different languages.
Bryce?
Made them all speak different languages.
Yes, you are correct. And toss up in U.S. history. Which vice president was defeated by George W. Bush in 2000 in a bid? Bethlehem Catholic?
Al Gore.
Bonus. Only 2 men have resigned from the office of Vice President of the United States, one in 1832 and the other in 1973.
Who?
Name them for 5 points each.
Spiro Agnew.
Yeah, and 1832. I don't know.
Bryce?
Spiro Agnew and Van Buren.
You are correct about Spiro Agnew. The other was John Calhoun, so you got 5 points for that bonus. Next toss-up is in biology. What is the basic functional unit of the kidney in the human body? Palmerton?
To filter fluids.
Bethlehem Catholic? Nephron. Toss up in British literature. These 2 men founded the 18th century periodical, The Spectator. Name them. Addison and Steele. Toss up in world history. Identify the daughter of the impoverished Duke of Kent, who became Queen of England in 1837 and died in 1901. Bethlehem Catholic?
Victoria.
Bonus. Identify the British imperialist and business tycoon who, after making a fortune in the Kimberley diamond fields of South Africa, was Prime Minister of Cape Colony from 1890 to 1896. He died in 1902 and had a country named after him.
Any guesses?
Cecil Rhodes. Rhodesia was named after him and is now Zimbabwe. Toss up in geometry. To the nearest hour, how long does it take for the Earth to rotate 45 degrees? Palmerton?
6.
Bethlehem Catholic?
4 hours.
It is 3 hours. 45 over 360 times 24 Next toss-up is in world literature. According to Greek legend, there were 3 monstrous women who had huge... Bethlehem Catholic.
The Gorgons.
And your bonus. Perseus slew the most famous of the Gorgons. What was her name? Bryce must answer.
Medusa.
Medusa is correct. And the next toss-up is in chemistry. Name the Russian chemist who developed the periodic table. Palmerton.
Mendeleev.
Bonus. On the periodic table, what name is given to the group that contains chlorine? Gavin?
Halogens.
Yes. Toss-up in U.S. geography. The Niagara of Pennsylvania is a series of 8 waterfalls located in the Poconos. What is the official name of this scenic venue? Bethlehem Catholic.
Glenelg.
Palmerton.
Ricketts Glen.
Bushkill Falls. Toss up in world history. What council declared Martin Luther an outlaw, bound his literature, and required his arrest? Bethlehem Catholic.
The Inquisition.
Palmerton. The diet of worms. Toss-up in biology. Classification of organisms has become much more complex since Linnaeus devised his system using 2 kingdoms. Based upon fundamental molecular differences among the bacteria and organisms with cell nuclei, many biologists use a level of classification above the kingdom. What is it called? Bethlehem Catholic?
Domain.
Correct, and your bonus. For 5 points each, name 2 of the 3 domains of life currently accepted.
Eukaryote, prokaryote.
Bryce?
Eukaryote and prokaryote.
No. Eukarya is one of them, and prokarya is not another one of them. Archaea and bacteria. So you did get 5 points in that bonus question. The contest is over. The final score is Bethlehem Catholic 185 and Palmerton 125. 2 great teams. Congratulations to both teams. Thank you, Palmerton High School, for being with us. Congratulations to Bethlehem Catholic High School. We'll see you in round 2 later in the season. Thank you for watching and supporting these excellent students. Please join us next week for another contest on Scholastic Scrimmage.
Scholastic Scrimmage is brought to you by the members of PBS 39 and by
the Deluxe Corporation Foundation, proud to support quality programming on PBS 39.